Hello everyone, I'm Trang Nguyen. I'm a group leader and a full stack developer for this project.
Hi, my name is Steven T, and I was the front-end developer.
My name is Walter Gula. I did most of the debugging and some of the front-end development.
Hello, my name is William Choi, and I'm the front-end developer for this project.
Welcome to our project, and our company name is Properly. So the main objectives of our project is we wanted to create a user-friendly web page, so anyone can use this page without any confusion, anything. We wanted to implement a login/register into a database, and we wanted to create a database with the house information. And then lastly, we wanted to create a filter database information. So now I'll be talking about the HTML. So this is the about page for the HTML, and it's basically just separate with divs and pictures with GIFs, and it's just paragraphs about explaining about our company and its description about what city is available. This is the forgot password HTML. This is the what the user would see from what we will see for the user. So this is where what they'll type in if their email, etc., etc. This is the index HTML. This is the sign in page, I believe. Yep, yeah, the sign in page for the users where they put in email, password, and if they've forgotten the password or they haven't had the password, they can sign up. And it'll take it to the sign up page HTML. So this is the info HTML. This is just basically our description about us. This is the sign up HTML page. This is where the user will be taken to sign up their account, so they can put in their email and a password, and it'll tell if they are missing any special keys, because our password requires special keys and one capital letter and one lowercase letters and one a number. So if they didn't have that, they would be prompted to tell them that they're missing a few of the letters. So now we're on to the CSS part of the project. So this is the about page CSS styling. So we just use hover, background colors, houses. This house is basically just the display of the banner, and this is the forgot password CSS. This is the styling we use for forgot password page, just with hover and submit button for the size of submit button. And then this is the CSS for the forgot page, where they will see the font size, everything I'll use, so on and so forth. This is the house info CSS. This is where when the users view a property, this is what they will be looking at. Well, from that their end for our end, and we added a wish list button, which will be in green. And the box is basically just the display of the house, the picture of the house. We use hover, everything, so on and so forth. This is the main CSS. This is styling for the buyer dashboard, and various different colors. And we also implemented the media query, which is for if depending on whatever display is on, if it's zoomed in, it'll fit through the display. Use hover as we did for the previous one. Different types of colors for the wording, etc., etc. This is the sign up CSS. This is the styling that we use for the sign up page. It has different colors. And one side we could put the right side of the sign up of what it will say, and we also had added like different colors. So if the user is missing missing one of the requirements to making the password, it'll show up in red, and they'll have to match it. If it's all matched, it'll be green, meaning it's correct. Also implemented the media queries here also. This is the style CSS. This is the styling we use, so on and so forth. The same as the previous one. Use hover, and then some transitions, some fonts, so on and so forth. And this is the verification CSS. This is the styling we use, so on and so forth. Almost the same, exactly the exact same. We just implement different, for images and forms. We also use hover, like what we always do. And now we'll get Tran to talk about the PHP section.
Alright, I'm gonna talk about the PHP part. As you can see, after you sign up, we're gonna send you to the verification PHP, so that in here you can we can create a table for the user and a table for Google. There are two tables in here. The table for user gonna store all the information, and the table for Google we're gonna store the login credential for my uh, Google account to send the email. So I'm gonna talk about the send email part first. So we have the sendmail.php. Basically, it's gonna automatically log into your Google account that I already create, and it's gonna send it email to your input email when you sign up. It's gonna have like different sentence to make it not duplicate. Alright, and this gonna check for two cases. If you submit this from the you coming from the forgot password page, it's gonna like check the database. If the user is not in the database, it's gonna redirect you to the submit from forgot password again. And if uh, your user is in the database, it's gonna send the code for you, and then you can input the code to reset the password. And here's the part that when you submit from sign up, coming from the sign up, it's gonna also same thing with the forgot password. You're gonna check the database if your email is already in there. If it not, it's gonna uh, register your store your data into the database, and also send email to your email. And if is it already in the database, it's gonna redirect you back to the site page. Is the verify part. When you input the code, it's gonna check the code. If it's correct, it's gonna direct you to the login page. Alright, so this is the reset part page. So after you put in the correct verified code, it's gonna direct you to the reset password to reset your password. So in here, you're gonna have to input your new password, and after that, it's gonna like hash the password. So that it's gonna hash the password, and then it's gonna store your password into the database. So this is the science. So after you log in with your credential, uh, you're gonna be redirected to the sign page. So in here, basically, we're gonna like create a table for house in here. This on the column for it, and this on the dummy value we create, so that we have like 30 house. And then in here I'm gonna start the section. So and I direct you to the main page. Alright, so this one is our main.php. So in here you can see it. This the course for display the wish list. It's gonna withdraw the data from the wish list column and display on the wish list house of this user on the page. Okay, and this one is for display the house information for uh, each house based on your search. So every house is a link. So when you click on that house, it's gonna direct you to the house info.php. It's gonna have a house ID on the URL, so that it's gonna be something to do with the house info.php. So in here we have the short. So basically it's gonna short on your house in the wish list based on this price and alphabet letter. So this just the this the filter. So you can filter out with the year, price, and parking lot available. So this is the how info.php. Like I said before, you're gonna have the ID sending from the main PHP when you click on the link, and that's one. We're gonna withdraw the ID, the how info in the database based on the that ID, and we're gonna display it on this page. Yeah, and we also have the add to waitlist button in here, so you can whenever you click on that button, it's gonna open the database and store that how ID into that database. So this is logout.php. So every time you hit the logout, it's gonna destroy your section and direct you to the sign page. This is the main chat. So this we only have JS for the shirt button and the shirt with filter button. So that's only two things we have.
This is where you first start off on the index page, where you can view our group's information, sign up for a new account, register a new password if you have forgotten your previous password, and sign in if you already have an account registered. This is our group's information, as well as our GitHub link and the link to go back to the index. If this is your first time on the page, you will start off by signing up for an account. You will need your first and last name, an email address, a phone number, and a password that fills the criteria below. After you have clicked on the Agreement of Terms of Use, you can click Sign Up, which will redirect you to the verification page, which will require a verification code that has been sent to your email. If the verification is correct, then you have successfully made an account and will be redirected to the index page where you can now log in. But if the verification is not correct, it will show you that it is the wrong verification code and tell you to sign up again. If you have forgotten your password, you can click on this link here, which will redirect you to the Forgot Password page. On this page, it will ask you for your email, and after you have put in an email that is registered as an account, it will send you a verification code. After you have put in the correct verification, you are able to change the password to whatever you would like, as long as it matches the criteria below. If you put in an email that is not registered, it will say that the email you put in has not been registered yet and bring you back to the Forgot Password page. After you log in, you can see the About Us, which shows which cities are available in our database and why Properly is the most effective and efficient site for buying houses. Next, our home button will bring you back to the home page, where you can search for houses that would interest you. On the home page, you can look up any of the cities listed before. So if I look up Atlanta, I can see all the houses available in Atlanta. And if I see a house that interests me, I can click on the house, which will show me more information about the house, and I can add it to my wish list. You can add multiple houses from different cities into the wish list. You can also remove them whenever you'd like by clicking Remove on the Wishlist tab and clicking Remove on the Wishlist button on the Home Information page. Your wish, your wish list will be safe for you to view even when you log out and log back in. You can also look up the houses with certain filters depending on your price range, the number of bedrooms and bathrooms, the year range built, and the parking availability. After you have finished your search for a house, you can click the logout button, which will bring you back to the index page.
All right, now I'm going to go ahead and go over the test cases. The first thing that we tested out was our user login and sign up functionality. The way that we tested this is we signed up using our real emails, made sure that the email came in with the confirmation code, and then made sure that once we enter it, that it creates our account. We also tested our login functionality by making sure that each person's login gave them their user account information. And we also made sure that if somebody doesn't have an account, that they can't get into the website. Two, the second thing we tested out was displaying the welcome to new users. So essentially we just had everybody log in with their new account and made sure that everybody was getting our welcome new user pop-up, essentially. We also logged in many times after that and made sure that the welcome script just doesn't pop up randomly to a old user. The third thing that we tested out was our property search functionality. We searched basically all of our parameters and made sure that it filtered out properly and that no houses essentially like snuck through, and we just made sure that if you put something funny in, basically nothing comes up. The fourth thing that we tested was displaying house information functionality, which is a separate page when you click on a house. We made sure that it was pulling the correct information for the house based on what you clicked by checking with the database, and also making sure that it was consistent and it wasn't pulling the wrong information. The last thing that we tested out was adding and displaying our wish list. So on the house information, we have a add to the wish list button, and we just added a few houses to the wish list and made sure that it would display on the home page properly. And when you click into, if you click to add to the wish list again, we made sure that it removed it and it no longer showed on the home page. So we just messed with that a few times, added a lot of houses and removed a lot of houses, just making sure that worked out properly. The last thing that we did was just make sure that also when a user uses Chrome or Internet Explorer or Microsoft Edge, that everything would show correctly with them. So we tested out all of our functionalities on multiple browsers. So one of the business challenges that we had was we were worried about fake accounts, spam accounts, essentially. Because we were worried that it might lead to fake homes or scammers or basically anything that we don't want. The solution that we came up with is so that we don't have a bunch of users just flood the system, is they have to confirm their email address before they can actually make an account by that the code essentially sending a unique code to the user, and the user has to put that unique code into our website, and as soon as it's confirmed, it will make their account. So this should prevent mass, like a spam of fake accounts.